Dremont. What's going on?
All right, everybody. Thank you. Good evening. How are we doing tonight? Welcome to another edition of the Triple Option presented by Wendy's and Diet Dr. Pepper. You see very large Dr. Peppers right here. Do not move that table.
You hear 'em?
Deuce.
Yeah.
No Tendies combo meal is complete without a Diet Dr. Pepper. Order now in the Wendy's app. Everyone here, get your phones out right now.
Not hear it.
Rate,
I
subscribe.
I can hear you.
I can't hear him.
But you're going to fight through it, Coach. This is what
Test
Hall of
1, 2,
Famer
2.
coaches do.
Am I
You're all
live?
right. Just hang here with
hear
me. Get those phones out. Rate, subscribe us at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you find your podcasts. You can find us on social media at 3X Option Show. We've got new shows coming your way every Wednesday. You can find us on YouTube as well. Dre'mont Jones, all Big Ten linebacker, former Buckeye, current Baltimore Raven, kind enough to join us here for this short chat. Deuce, Mark Ingram, another former, not another, you're current, you're a former Baltimore Raven. He's three-time national champion head coach Urban Meyer, recently inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. I'm Rob Stone. Glad you guys are here with us.
Yeah, Coach.
Yeah, not bad, huh?
He's not a linebacker in college.
No.
He was a D tackle.
D-tackle,
Yeah.
but linebacker here now.
Yep.
Yeah?
Crazy.
So somehow you shrunk? You got smaller? Is that what they're saying?
Shrunk. I don't think shrunk. I got a little thinner.
Thinner. By the way, Mark Ingram did play in Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
You've gotten soft, man. You
Hey,
look like you're in Antarctica right
Man,
now.
I ain't toting the rock right now. You know, I'm just sitting here. When I had that blood flowing in the M&T bank, when I was at the bank, and they was feeding me that rock, I ain't
Short
had no
sleeve shirts,
time.
man.
I ain't had no time to feel sorry for myself, but I'm out here. I'm built for comfort now.
Yeah, I get it. Well, Dremont, you're off to Cincinnati tomorrow morning. You guys got a big one coming up on Sunday, but we're here for the 126th edition of the Great American Game, Army versus Navy, coming your way right there at your stomping grounds, your old stomping ground.
Right
tomorrow.
at the bank.
Yeah. So, Coach, you're up first. You know, what does Army-Navy mean for you?
Yeah, I said it earlier. My father was Army and sister was Air Force, and I grew up watching this game. I never missed it. It was like a family event when the Army played Navy. And then pretty much my entire career, I've studied the military. I have a great respect for the men and women who serve, and it's my third time. Have you done the game yet? You have been to the game.
I haven't been in the game, but I did play against Army once. I hated it. How was that? It's terrible. All the offensive linemen are like 260, but they're stout and quick. This is the hardest game probably in my college career.
Really?
What year was that?
2017.
Yeah.
Was that a neutral site game, or was that in
No,
Columbus?
that was in
Columbus?
OSU.
We played Navy here in 14.
Okay, yeah,
And,
before I was in high school.
But I love the men and women who serve, and this is the third time I'm going to be at this game. And as good as the game is, the beginning of the game's even better. The march on and see the men and women, the cadets and the midshipmen take the field. It's incredible.
Running will be the theme on Saturday, particularly if you're Army, and that's your wheelhouse, brother, man. You like the way they play.
Yeah, man. They got two quarterbacks that can run the rock, and you're going to see a lot of the triple option. Shout out to the Triple Option podcast. You know what I mean? So just the style of football that you got to love. Just sacrifice, service, honor. Our young men and women who serve this country, being able to, kind of put, everything between the white lines and face each other, man. You got to love that, man. The history, the tradition, the story, the competitive nature that takes place. Haven't been to the game, but just being around the atmosphere for the last 2 seasons, I got a tremendous respect for it, and I definitely got to get to the game and knock that off my bucket list for sure.
Second Saturday of December has got the
only game in town.
Only game in the nation, man. All those eyeballs on Army Navy, and then when the game is over, the attention in the college football world is going to go north. To downtown,
New York City,
to
boss.
New York City. The Heisman Trophy will be presented. You and I, we walked off the field at Lucas Oil Stadium Saturday when Indiana beat Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game, and we kind of looked at each other and had that conversation of, all right, our Heisman ballot just got a little bit easier, right? Yeah. There were some decisions going into the game, but afterwards, it feels like we know who's going to win this tomorrow.
Yeah, it feels like for all signs point to Fernando Mendoza hosting the trophy. Obviously, he's kind of been, up in the top 2-3 all season long. Had a great moment against Penn State. 2-minute drive. Coach has dissected several times. People say that was the Heisman moment. And then obviously taking down Ohio State, people were wondering if Indiana was really for real, and being able to go to obviously the Big Ten championship game, which in the last 2 years no one thought they would be there. At the Big Ten championship, taking down the number one team in the country, a team who everyone thinks is the most dominant team and the most complete team in the country, being able to really stymie them on the defensively, and then Fernando Mendoza to continuously take hits, get up, make big plays, big throws. And it seemed like with the whole world watching, which they were, number one versus number two for the Big Ten championship, it seemed kind of like he won some voters over and won a lot of people who may not have had him number one on their list. I think that he took that opportunity and grasped it and really encouraged people that he is the Heisman Trophy winner.
I think you and I had a similar ballot, right?
Yeah.
Mendoza
now, I do think,
won,
with
Love
that being said,
too.
I do think I think Jeremiah Love is the best player in college football. I think not playing in the college football, I think not playing championship weekend hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
And but I do think he's the best player in college football, and I think he deserves the Heisman Trophy. But with that being said, I do think Fernando Mendoza will be hosting the trophy next tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Dremont, how much college football are you allowed to watch right now, or allow yourself to watch?
Not a bunch, but when I do watch it, I'm only watching one school.
Sure.
Which is, I think, the obvious.
So did you watch the Big Ten championship game?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay, and your feelings about the Buckeyes at the conclusion of it?
Oh, it stayed the same. Like, it was a good game. So sometimes those moments happen. I don't think you should predicate a team off of one loss, especially when it was that close. I mean, they had a good game plan. I'm sure Ohio State will adjust, and they'll do some changes. They realize with their weekend, this is their first time actually playing from behind. Yeah. So they learned how to test themselves, and hopefully they can bounce back. I don't see them being a big issue down in the playoffs.
Finally, some adversity for the guys in Scarlet, in gray.
I mean, you miss a field goal from freaking 25 yards.
Correct.
It's a different story.
Yeah.
So the second straight season that Ohio State coach goes into the college football playoffs off of a loss. Obviously, they handled it really well last season, and that probably was a bit of a wake-up call and an impetus for them as well. How do you see Ryan Day and this edition of the Buckeyes handling that loss going into a bye week, and then what they have next in the Cotton Bowl?
Well, he was with us out. Coach Day was with us at Vegas, and I got to spend a lot of time with him. And he asked me, obviously I was at the game, what did I think? And then he said, I think this is kind of what we needed. And I looked at him and I said, last year, and Dremont knows this, if you're coaching, I say this all the time, if you're coaching a locker room of grown-ass men, I mean like older, mature guys, and that's what they had last year. That was the most mature group, and the Wolverines did it 2 years ago with a mature team. The Buckeyes did it last year. I just don't know. This is the first time they've been hit in the
younger
face.
Team,
this
for
is
sure.
the first time. They got a young quarterback, and he did not play exceptional that day. Their offensive line struggled against the Indiana.
A lot of sacks.
5 sacks in the first half. They still got the 2 best receivers maybe in the game. So it's going to be all the matchup. They're going to either have Miami or A&M. But again, at this point, if it's a mature locker room that goes to work and plays to their potential, there's a great chance they can win this thing out. If it's a younger team, they won't.
College football playoffs begin next Friday. Alabama at Oklahoma. The triple option will be there.
Yes, sir.
That day of.
Live and in the flesh.
Doing a
yes,
live
sir.
show from Norman as well. Real quick, you're just a quick thought about Bama's situation heading into the road, having a rematch against a team that upset them in Tuscaloosa earlier this season.
Basically, the last 2 seasons, Oklahoma has been our father. They birthed us, and they're just bending us over and just spanking
say that,
it.
can you?
Yeah, they have been. They fathered us the last 2 seasons. But we come from their loins at this point. But, I just feel like their defense is extremely one of the best defenses in the country, so you can't turn the football over. We had 3 interceptions, gave them short field, so just don't turn the football over. Our defense has been playing well. They've been playing opportunistic football. They cause fumbles, they get interceptions, they get tackles for loss. So I think Ty Simpson has to play a lot better. We've seen a steady, not his true performance. The last 6 weeks, they haven't been really good offensively. No run game. So offensively, they have to show up, and defensively, we got to do a lot of things better because the last 2 games they've been our fathers.
Gotcha. Let's talk about the head coaching carousel that's going on right now and the madness that is happening right now. And it's not madness; it's sadness, really, in Ann Arbor with Sharon Moore and the details that keep coming out of this. And the timing of it and where Michigan goes. And I think the prevailing feeling right now, and this has to be even in Columbus, is this is sad, man. This is families being torn apart and lives being changed and altered forever.
Yeah, last night I said a prayer for that family. I mean, you got 3 little girls. You got a guy that was on top of the world a week ago.
Yep.
You know, they find a way. They're up 6-0 on the Buckeyes at home. And then all of a sudden you wake up and they're in this situation. So yeah, rivalries aside, this is all human element now. This is something that, from what you read, Dremont, that's some serious stuff that went on. And I just, all of a sudden you start seeing the impact. Forget football. Who cares about football? I care about those 3, his family. So prayers are with that. Hopefully this thing somehow gets cleaner and better, which I don't know how it will for a while. But you just care about that family.
Where do you think Michigan turns? What type of coach do they need right now to try and straighten this one out?
Ultimately, they just need a leader of men. Essentially, how Coach Meyer ran his program, you see everyone come back and the standard that he held them to. I played for Coach Saban. You just need someone, a leader of men, who cares about his men, who pushes them to be the best version of themselves every single day, both on the field and off the field. That's what Coach Meyer has done, meeting several of his players that have played for him. Same with a lot of my teams that play for Coach Saban. So you got to find a leader of men, a man who can, change the culture. Obviously, Michigan is a place of high integrity, high standards. And you just have to have somebody that's aligned with that.
The timing is really interesting because the whole coaching cycle had already kind of gone through so much.
It's a bad time to be needing a head coach.
Yeah, so it'll be really interesting to see what kind of candidates emerge. Do they have to dip into the NFL?
You wonder in Ann Arbor, too, this has been about 3 years of stuff. Nonstop stuff.
And you can go back even further if you want to talk the men's basketball program or the hockey program as well. But football stuff, a lot of it lately.
Dremont, do you know many of the Wolverines players in the league?
I know a few. I mean, it's a big hit to the program. Definitely wishing the players, his family, the coaches who are there the best of luck because there's a lot going on. I mean, some of the guys I know who are my teammates and were my teammates, they're not too excited about it. They're embarrassed right now for the program. But, like both of you guys said, you got to find somebody who's a leader.
What do you think about the state of college football right now and where it is and where you see it headed from your perspective, having been in it and now in the NFL?
I mean, college football sometimes is more exciting than NFL football with all the stuff going on, the portal, the money being involved. College football is about to be like Hollywood right now. I mean, it's going to be lights, camera, action, 24/7. Bunch of 17 to 22-year-old kids are about to be getting paid through the roof, driving all types of cars and making life-changing decisions at a very early age. That's something I didn't have to do at that age, so it's going to be real fun.
Yeah.
Some 26-year-olds, there's some old cats still playing football.
They should. You should not be in the same
25 years old playing
you
college.
Be near me,
Could you imagine being 25 years old playing in college, bro? Like just deboing cats.
I probably have them average 2 sacks a game.
At least a quarter.
Yeah, it'd be too much.
Yeah.
The other coaching news just came out from where you made your first real big mark in the college football scheme. Utah, longtime friend of yours, Kyle Whittingham, stepping down. 21 years he was with the university. He's going to coach in Utah's bowl game on New Year's Eve. They had a coach in waiting and defensive coordinator Morgan Scalley. And again, the timing is interesting. The recruiting and the portal and all that other stuff, things have been done. They're not in an awful situation. They know who's going to be the head coach, but the timing was weird. But what a career, what a run Kyle Whittingham has had.
I talked to him a few days ago, and I knew this was coming. Morgan Scalley played for me. He was an All-American safety, D coordinator. He's now the head coach. So that's a smooth transition. That's nothing like what's going on at the other
Michigan.
spots. This is all. Just everyone kind of knew what was happening, just a matter of time. And so once they got the contract, everything all worked out, then it's going to be a smooth transition. Morgan's got a tough job. What Kyle Whittingham did there, the transition from the Mountain West Conference to the Pac-12 to the Big 12, and to stay arguably the most, maybe top 5 consistent programs in college football over the last 20 years. So and it's not an easy job. And what I mean by that is the Utah high school football, just not many guys. So your recruiting base is California.
When you say not many guys, are we talking like 2? 3?
Probably 4 or 5. 4 or 5
In
on
the
a
state.
good year.
In
on
the
a
state,
good year.
yeah.
And then you fight the BYU team down the street.
Right.
For 'em.
And they also have private equity now coming to Utah. They
heard that.
They dipped their toes in it this week, the first program to do that, and numbers that we're talking like $500 million through the course of whatever, and an absolute game changer. And the Big 12 has done a really good job changing narratives. Just look at what Texas Tech is doing and all that oil and gas money. And Red Raiders, Mark, sitting there at number 4. They got a bye. They'll have the Oregon James Madison winner. They got a real great chance to get to themselves to the semis and maybe beyond.
I think Texas Tech is a real candidate a real threat to win the national championship. You talk about a team who can throw the ball vertically, throw the ball outside the numbers. They can run the football. They have a D-line that's as good as anyone in the country. They have a linebacker who is the most productive any linebacker in the country. They get interceptions. They turn the football over. This is a team that I think is poised to be a threat for their championship. You talk about them getting the winner of James Madison in Oregon, which, I mean...
I don't want Oregon right now, by the way. I want no part of those Ducks.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody wants to see Texas Tech either. That's not a great draw.
Well, I mean, who do you want to see? You want to see Indiana? You want to see Ohio State? You want to see
once
Georgia?
Once you get past James Madison and Tulane,
Yeah, you don't want to see anybody.
I think the playoff has the right people. We just got to do away with the group of 6 stuff. Now, if they earn their way in, fine. But Notre Dame should be in, maybe Vandy, maybe somebody else. We got to do away with nobody. Ole Miss beat Tulane 45-10 earlier this year. That's the first round of the playoff. You know what I mean? Oregon is playing JMU. That's a pay-to-play game for Oregon.
Yeah.
So we just got to do away with it, man, because, I mean, at the end of the day, I respect those younger programs. I respect the seasons they had. But when you're trying to get the 12 best players in the 12 best teams in the college football playoff, we have a few that's missing.
Yep. On the triple option earlier this week, I said I'm not quitting Ohio State. I'm not bailing on them for their narrow loss to Indiana in Indianapolis. I still have them as my favorite to win it all. A ton of respect for Indiana and Oregon as well. Those are my big 3.
Oh, you're asking me what my 3 are? Or you just asking me about Texas Tech?
No. I'm just throwing out conversation here, man. We're just having a nice talk.
I didn't say they were my favorite. I said I like them. I said they're a true threat.
So those are my 3 favorites. I'll go down the line. Who are your favorites or favorite to win it all, Coach?
Ohio State / Georgia, number 1. I have Oregon as the 3rd spot, and then Indiana.
Okay.
So those are my top 4.
Okay.
I mean, Georgia, I feel like, is my favorite to win it, with Ohio State. And then there's a cluster of teams. You go Indiana, Tech, Oregon, all 3A, 3B, 3C-ish. Ish. Hey, but don't sleep on that Tide, though. I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. You know what I'm talking about?
Dremont, you want to chime in on that one?
He said sorry.
Sorry.
I mean, obvious Ohio State.
Yep.
I think my surprise candidate, I like Tech at number 2 for my number 2 team to make it. I like the quarterback and the linebacker who've been popping out from there.
Yeah, Rodriguez,
yeah. Who else? Indiana, 3, and I like Georgia.
The Indiana situation is interesting because what we saw last year, like, hey, can they replicate it? Is this one and done? All right, they replicated it. And they're like, hey, you go to Oregon, beat Oregon, and then you can prove something to me. Well, they did. They went to Eugene, and then we're like, all right, a little better. Then they beat Ohio State, like the actual standard.
Yeah.
And we're still saying to ourselves,
still ain't learned my lesson.
We're still saying to ourselves.
It was basically a home game. I mean,
for sure.
So
it's not a home game with the Bucks. It was half.
It was half and half.
It was half.
It was half and half. The Bucks traveled. How was it a home game?
Because it was like hour drive from the stadium. They right there from the school.
But still, the Bucks travel.
So Dremont, did you ever? If I would have told you, you're when I recruited you, 15?
Yeah.
That said, oh, by the way, Indiana will be a number 1 team in America. What was your reaction?
I would have laughed at that. Because that was like a gimme game. That was a game we were going to win 56-0.
Remember they go in that stadium, how awful it was?
It was bad.
You know what's the difference? The Signetti factor. Kurt
Signetti.
Got them boys playing ball.
Before we leave, again, we're here because of Army-Navy. I want quick predictions from you guys. How do you see it playing out tomorrow?
Well, first I want to pump up my man Dre'mont here. Dre'mont Jones I recruited him really because his mom and dad, they were great people.
So it had nothing to do with Dre'Mont's athletic ability, right? Is that what you're telling me?
But he was a big-ass guy that played basketball, which that's what you want in the defensive line.
Yep.
He's the perfect 3 technique. Now he's stand-up outside linebacker. But we wanted a nose guard to be a 310-pound Devon.
Nose guard?
That
No,
wasn't me.
no.
That wasn't me.
But we recruited him to be the 3. You know why?
Yeah,
Let
the
him have a
3 tech.
two-way rush.
Yeah.
So we had Bosa, Chase, that cat on the inside. That was a pretty lethal.
Yeah.
And how about how well-spoken he is? He might have when you're done, you might want to think about doing some.
I've never thought about it.
You'd be elite at it.
Listen, that doesn't
Smart
surprise
dude,
me.
good talker.
You go to a place like Ohio State, you go to a place that you're in front of media, in front of
be
the
good.
camera.
You just learn how to talk.
You
get
have
comfortable.
to.
You get comfortable.
You have to, or
you
they don't
just-
put your ass in front of the camera.
No, they probably won't. But maybe. I appreciate that, though.
Yeah,
I
you
never thought about it.
got some juice, though. I ain't going to lie.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Dremont, keep
All right,
playing, man. Keep playing, man.
Hey, that's what I'm going to do first.
Keep
I wanna,
playing.
If I
Max
can
it out,
play-
dog.
If I can play 15 years,
Max it out.
I wanna play 15 years.
Max it out.
That was my only advice to you. We'd love to have you on the team. Keep playing football, brother. Keep playing.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did. I maxed it out.
All right, Army-Navy tomorrow.
Army-Navy, 2 of the top coaches in the country. Navy's hot. They are 9-2, and they started the season. I'm a big Army guy because of my father, and I thought, we have a problem. And that problem was solved as Army caught fire near the end. It's I think, a 4-point spread. I'm saying walk off 28-26. The Knights,
Black Knights walk off
Black
field goal.
Knights jog off the field and go sing the second song. Sing second.
Sing
And
second.
they get and by the way, Commander-in-Chief, they go to the White House.
Yep, Commander-in-Chief trophy up on the line.
Army.
Again, Army was the favorite last year, and Navy upset them 31-13. Who do you like?
Man, we in Baltimore, man. You know I got to go with
Annapolis is right down
You
the
know,
road.
we in Baltimore, man. You know I got to show love to the home team. You know what I mean? No, but, man, 2 really good quarterbacks. Both going to run the football. I think the difference in this game is Navy has a much better passing attack. I think that will be the difference in the game. The ability to run, but also the ability to throw. Obviously, no Army's going to run that rock. Navy's going to run it too. But they have the ability to show you run and then capitalize over the top with the pass. So I got Navy. I got them winning the game 20-17 in a close one.
So, Dremont, we did this earlier in the day. We had a live podcast as well, and they yelled at me for not making my pick, right? What did I say? Who did I say was going to win?
This man said Air Force. The whole place was about to beat his butt, dog.
Just to stir the
I
pot,
said,
man.
boo this man.
Just to stir the pot,
That's
man.
crazy.
Guess what? It worked.
Right?
It worked.
That's like, who's going to win, the Ravens or the Steelers? The Browns.
Browns.
Like, what? Where did we do that at?
okay.
Oh, I love
Who you
Dremont.
got, man?
I got Navy just because they play a more modern style football.
Yeah,
and
run and
I
pass.
watched the game last year, and Navy did spank them, and I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
I do like this game too. I always watch this game, but I got Navy winning 20-7.
Okay.
Did your father serve? Did your father serve?
He did.
I thought so.
He did.
Win what?
I don't know. He did serve.
He
though.
did serve,
He did
though.
serve. I don't know. I only ask him about boxing questions if it's like something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, next time we have you on, we'll talk
So
boxing.
give me your
right? We
predictions,
heard about
though.
that.
You ain't getting up out of here, man.
I told you, I like Navy as well. I think because they can run and they can pass.
And they can
and
pass.
they've got the defensive player of the year in the conference. Thank you all for coming out and braving the cold here tonight.
Yeah,
in
we appreciate
Baltimore.
y'all. Y'all the real MVPs.
We'll appreciate you more if
No,
you
we
like
love
it,
it. Wait a
subscribe,
minute.
and
They're
share
hiding
the
under
triple.
the
we got
heat
the flock in the
They're all,
building.
they're all by the heat
We got the
lamps.
flock in the building.
That means they're smart. That's all it means.
Big
is they're
trust.
smart. You can
right
find
outside
us,
the bank.
You can find us
How
at
about
3X
that?
Option Show.
Yes,
Thanks to
sir.
Wendy's and Diet Dr. Pepper, and enjoy Army Navy tomorrow.
Right outside the bank.